Inside this small two-bedroom house, the baseline environment is loud and crowded. You have 5 people and 4 dogs packed into a tiny, high-stress domestic space where true quiet is rare. Around 8 p.m., the narrator and her mother's girlfriend step outside to handle a mundane chore, burning cardboard boxes in the yard to clear up some space inside. Looking at this property layout, you can see how exposed they are. The backyard is completely unfenced, spilling directly into an open driveway and a matching shed next door. The fire starts to die down, and the dogs suddenly panic. Following these converging sightlines, both animals lock onto the exact same spot in the driveway. Kobe thrashes wildly, choking himself on his chain to get away, while Valentine plants his feet and growls into the pitch black. The narrator turns toward the driveway and is immediately hit with a wave of dread. She feels the distinct, heavy physical sensation of unseen eyes boring directly into her. In the natural world, prey animals operate as a highly sensitive early warning system. When a dog shifts instantly from relaxed roaming to blind, thrashing panic, it is a primal biological indicator. A predator has breached the perimeter. She calls out into the dark, and the threat reveals itself. Standing mere feet away in the driveway is an inhuman, pitch-black figure with bulging eyes. It is impossibly thin, towering over the nearby shed at easily 7 feet tall. It stands completely still, but the psychological weight of the encounter is crushing. The entity radiates a palpable, silent anger, locking the narrator into a terrifying staring contest. The mother's girlfriend asks what's wrong, and the narrator breaks eye contact for a fraction of a second to answer. When she looks back, the driveway is empty. The massive figure has vanished entirely. They extinguish the fire, grab the dogs, and retreat indoors. The mother sees her daughter's fear and immediately tries to supply logical explanations, a trick of the firelight, a weird shadow, or a hallucination. But predators utilize passive observation for a reason. Standing silently at the edge of the light serves a distinct purpose. It is a deliberate intimidation tactic, engineered to instill paralyzing fear in the prey before committing to a physical strike. The mother brushes off the story and walks out the front door to pick up the younger kids from a friend's house. Less than 2 minutes later, she bursts back through the door in an absolute panic. Her skepticism is entirely gone. She tells the family that there is something massive standing out in the dark, actively watching their house. The girlfriend steps out of the bathroom to corroborate the sighting. As this heavy shadow rises to block out the light, she confirms watching the exact same 7-foot entity attempting to peek through the frosted glass. When multiple witnesses independently see the same 7-foot figure at different windows, the sighting is no longer an isolated incident. It becomes a shared reality for everyone inside the house. The girlfriend immediately triggers a severe fight response. She grabs a metal baseball bat, throws open the back door, and charges onto the porch, screaming violent threats into the dark yard. The narrator takes the opposite route. She grabs a hammer, barricades herself in the bathroom, the only room in the house with a working lock, and calls her grandmother in sheer hysterics. The entity has successfully dismantled the safety of the household. The occupants are no longer a unified group. They are divided, scattered, and forced into cornered defensive postures in their own home. Then the dog Kobe reacts. Throwing his entire body weight against the wood, he slams into the back door, shuddering violently on its hinges, while screaming in a level of panic the family has never heard before. In a desperate tactical move, they make the reluctant decision to clip the panicked dog to his chain outside, using him as a living early warning system to protect the girlfriend on lookout duty. The situation instantly turns physical. The girlfriend rushes inside to report that something in the dark has deliberately shattered the ground-level basement window from the outside. They immediately dial 911. The rest of the family returns. The police arrive, and they conduct a frantic sweep of the property. They find absolutely nothing. Even with the police declaring the yard clear, a strange, oppressive energy hangs over the home. The occupants can physically feel that the entity hasn't left. Breaking that glass signifies a critical escalation in predatory behavior. The creature has moved past psychological torment and executed a literal boundary breach, proving it has a physical form and is willing to attack. The grandmother arrives after work and immediately evacuates the narrator, pulling her out of the active threat zone to spend the night at her house. During the drive, the grandmother admits that just hearing the story over the phone caused the hair on her arms to stand straight up. She could feel the severe negative energy from miles away. The next morning, daylight offers no safety. The mother invites armed friends over for protection. While standing in her kitchen, she hears a dog chain rattling aggressively outside. Kobe is safely upstairs in bed, but right outside the kitchen door, a massive, unseen weight shifts heavily onto the back porch. The entity has not retreated. The narrator begins to notice a disturbing trend in Kobe's behavior. Even after the initial siege, he refuses to leave her side. Yet previously, he seemed obsessed with staying outside near the porch where the chain had rattled. This suggests the entity's focus remained fixed on the animals throughout the night. The physical threat eventually subsided, but the family's sense of sanctuary was permanently damaged. The narrator now describes a lingering fear of the dark and a total refusal to step into the backyard alone, knowing that whatever was watching them from the edge of the light that night may still be out there in the darkness.